when the living lying down to sleep, even one pile of the furs and soft sheepskin rugs, they start to feel uncomfortable. After a while, and have to keep turning over. But once you are dead, you just lying there with your cheek against a stone or tuft of the grass, your hair dispattered with earths. And like we can to say, this is more, it's some different traditions. But in our Westerns, how much we have a comfortable bed, bed sheet, sleeping bag, and the cover of the pillow. Everything is made by the silk and soft. And also when we are wearing such a kind of, as he say, different skins, and like wild animals, fog and difference, which is soft, which is nice. And also when we are sleep on the soft, high, comfortable bed, like a king bed, queen's bed, but difficult to recognize. Sometimes it also is not very comfortable. Few hours after, maybe it's true, keep the turning over and over. I have very strange experience. And when I was a child, my family is not very rich, very poor. And I have one sleep bag. It's made by the sheep wool. And it is wool. Then I make sack, a big sleep bag kind of. And we have this, and then it's during the night, I bring this one, put on the earth, or on the ground. And sometimes I have pillow, sometimes not, my trousers, and ropes put under this sleep bag. Half is my mattress, half is my sleep bag. But very comfortable. And also is, once I was in the mountain, and we are collecting the wood in the winter times, extreme cold. And when it's like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening finished, then we'd be together, but each person still took a little bit samba we have. And we make the tea, drink, but we cannot go back too far, too big snow. Then we need to sleep. Then we made a big fire in the middle. Then everybody's to sleep around, the feet part to show in the fire. Everybody has only their own Tibetan chua, like kind of the, how do you say, it's like big, longer coat. And then there's nothing, no matters, nothing. And everybody's like Shoes is the pillow. And then is to take out the rope, belt, and then feet in on the fire. And also this earth, ground is not really flat. It's very much pumping. When you're lying down, everywhere is something pulling. But sleep so nice, wonderful. And when I was in the monastery, I'm not that kind of the rich, but I have nice bed. I have like one Chinese sleep bag. Compare that, I'm like king. And then it's like, even there is something on the bed matches, if you have some rice or the barley, the seed, also it's making problem during the night. Then it's like inconceivable, our like kind of the, how do you say it? That my meaning is like as much as we have, that much clinging, needed, never ever concerning about the impermanent. In the lifetimes, we have this kind of good situation, fantastic situation in our Europeans' perspective. When is the impermanent arrive? Maybe some near the church, they put in the special room, and a little bit someone's clean, or I don't know, put some coins in the eyes, and covered one white curtains. I am be there a few times. And you can to look, and maybe it's lying on the iron tables. And it's in this situation, when we be in that moment, maybe consciousness can to see our body, but we cannot enter again. We already lost. 100% cannot. But that moment, what can we do? And each moment, maybe they want to destroy it, bring into the big machine. In Europe, I think it's like it's okay, but in some other countries, very, very scary. You can't watch your families. And they put the corpse into these burning machines. They slowly, the corpse is going inside, and then they turn like this, and the front is big glass. And then you can make something big sound, and corpse to get up, because the electricity to burning. And kind of like get up, and running like something, finish it, it become the ash. Just a few seconds, because these machines. And if you think like this, your families are alive. It's impossible to watch. Very, very scary. And also sometimes it's not fun, okay? But they check, hey, so then it is start. It's amazing things. But it's like fast, maybe 1 or 2 seconds, this machine inside, maybe electricity or something, immediately become the ash. And then it's the finisher, they says, take out this before what they in the contain is ash. Then this ash we put into some vase, keep in the church, or keep put in the ground. It doesn't matter. We become the ash. And in this situation, that moment, what can we do? And it's this kind of happened. Surely one day. And also it's like to make the joke is too open. Sometimes, particularly in Cambodia, we are talking. What can we do? We are going to the church to burn this away? or we want to go back to Tibet to bury, it's like to give sky bearing, and the vultures is coming to, and also it's very in Tibet, it's also more horrible. And any kind of deers, any kind of your love for any kind of your families, you see in the cemeteries, it's a very scary. There's one person's job, will give money, and to put the rope in here, hanging, and then it's like cutting. And afterwards, it's a big hammer, it's smashed. And you said, don't break the leg and arm. Afterwards, there's nothing solid. And then it's a surround, there is a vultures looking. And then you certainly, and you give them a free, and they're coming, and like a big sound and fighting. Just half an hour, so it's become the bird's shits. What can we do? And you go to in India, in the sea, the Ganga rivers near, there is, and huge, like big ones, like kind of throne or stage, like stage. And then it's like there's every day hundreds, sometimes, because big country, many coming, bring lot of collection of this, the firewood, thick, and then they bring, and some families is coming together and put their burn after everything is ash and put into the Ganga. Then that's the bye-bye. And that moment is our individual, like this kind of situations. It's what can we do? Buddha, he saw that. It's like he saw that one dead person, it's burned, it's become the ash. And he asked to his attendants, Jana, is everybody like this kind of happens? Even the royal families? Yes. Doesn't matter, royal family one day is become ash. And then it's like kind of sadness, I need to do. He took this ash to show his father. Father, do you understand the impermanent? Before this impermanent, what can we do? Of course, the Father is like same as we are, Buddha's Father. And he is saying to the son, Siddhartha, why you are thinking about that? This is just normal. Forget it. And you should to concern to how you can to concern your under your country, how you can to rule, how you can to become better king. I'm going to quickly die. It's true. And before I die, I want to make, the ceremony. Coronation was like something to make the king you. But it's like, of course, that says, I'm not interested in these things. Like this, it's like, before become the ash, or birds shit, we need to do something a little to hurry up. And of course, it's like we can to say, why are you talking about that? Why you need to all the time say it? But sorry, but one day become like this. And that moment, do you have some strength, education? And if you take care, we need to early to take care. It's very, very important. And to concern it. And right now, and in the moment of the impermanent, which kind of companions for us? Only the Dharma, positive, and that is like kind of our friend, that is our like supporter, and realization means you understood the process of the impermanent. And you are not surprised. We don't need to say, I don't understand. At that moment, if we have some, it's like kind of our own strength. And before to start that, it is very important to do. I mean, it's like even you do. We can to say we do not believe any spiritualities. That is okay. And it's like, I can't do it. I can't do practice Dharma. I can't do think about this. And I want to be more joyful life. It is a truth, but this joyful life is not forever. And even if we do this, our joyful life, joyful moment, I want to say the moment. It is the joyful moment. Joyful moment is joyful moment. It's very short, unbelievable. And then it's like something in the situation of this impermanent. And what can we do at that moment? And joyful is like maybe forever, permanent. Maybe also is we have the certainty. Maybe you can to be enjoy for your life, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 100 years. There's definitively, some other continent, some other like plants, they have the limited life, definitive life. Like there's a number, and this enter there, like a God realms. We never died, they never died. They can to enter there. If we have the certainties, certainty in the how is life, then maybe says, okay, I have maybe 80, 100, 90s. That is definitely 100% I know never die. Then maybe it's enter the 70, 80 years we can enjoy. And then we can to prepare something. But no, in the book said, also it's like realities. Someone this morning born, afternoon, is impermanent. Someone born yesterday, but already is impermanent today. This month is here, but next month we don't know. And this year here, but next year we don't know. Uncertainty of the impermanent. And therefore we need to hurry up. Therefore we need to a little bit to be diligent. Not the way our practice things to, it's like a procrastinate. Then what we need to prepare to look again and again and again, impermanent. Impermanent is the changing process. How it is changing? Past changes the futures. How it is connections. Where it's happened. How it is happened. We need to search, to investigate. Yesterday I said, maybe through these investigations, maybe we find something crucial point. Need to right now, in the Buddhist perspective, develop the compassion to study more these situations. Okay, how is the process of the impermanent, outer dissolution, inner dissolution, and secret dissolutions, the dissolution of the general, and the dissolution of the sign, signal. And like kind of the when we're born, at that moment, is a longer dissolution is started. We become older. Each moment there is the dissolutions. No dissolutions, we never become the old age. It's wonderful all the time to keep fresh. Obviously not. If you're our friends, we can't see 20 years, 30 years, and then you can to see each other, unbelievable things happened. You are my friends. It is amazing things. It's difficult to recognize. Once I went, a few years ago, visited in Tibet. One person's very much closer to me, my families. We were together many years. And suddenly we met in the middle of the path. And he looked at me very strangely. But first time I thought, maybe this is our friend. But then he looked at me very strange. Then I kind of more don't recognize it. Also I need to look at. Then slowly, I have kind of the hesitations. Maybe he's very strange, want to provoke me. Where he gets into and then as I'm close, and also I can't say, maybe something else. And suddenly he said, my young name is like something. You are that person? I said, yes. Wow, you changed. I said, you are this person? I said, yes. And then we hug each other. And then it's like we talk alive. But it's inconceivable. Maybe I didn't meet him maybe 20, 30 years. Since I went in the monastery, maybe I was 50, 16 years, maybe something. After I didn't meet him. Then it's maybe many years. Certainly to see it's very funny things. And this is exhaustion, disillusioned. And then it's like this status, this is sign, it's a signal. And then we need to kind of to learn all these processes. It's how it's going on. To more learn, there is become more familiarities. For example, even we are like wild cats, lions, tigers, bears, wolves, cheetahs, those is aggressive animals, to gently to be close, to slowly to make friend. One day we can make friend. We can become very close, and we can to touch them. They never attack to us. Exactly like this, the horrible cats is the impermanent, and this unkindness, and the killer of all the sentient beings. But we can to make friend, to learn, to more approach, to early to tell me with this. Maybe one day it's become like very good friend. We understood the impermanent cats, how it is, how we can to treat, how we can to control it. And then it's like maybe we need to go to closer to the impermanent cats. Then it not attack to us, make problems. We are not need to be afraid. Therefore, there's such a kind of the dissolution explanations. And to go to there, this is kind of Disneyland. And to like changing process. Maybe it's like kind of moving one place to other place. And we moving from Brussels to the Dharma City, or moving Luxembourg to the Brussels. It's a different city, different. But we know it's where we are moving, and then it's this move to changing processes, not big deal. And of course, it's the same time as in the Buddhist perspective. Think about our true nature of the realities. Do we have true nature mind or not? If you say so, it's a very stupid. I say so, maybe truth, maybe not. Maybe we can to listen to the Buddha. The meaning of the Buddha, why you call the Buddha? Because he realized that his own nature of the true nature mind. Then we call the Buddha extreme and superiors, noble one human beings like this. He came to a reach, others can reach in this level. He said yes, you know. And during the Buddhas, someone asked to him, maybe you are special like some divineness, descended from the God. Or maybe we can to say our Western way is like maybe you are the son of the God or representative some emanation of the God. Maybe you are superiors. We are not like this. Buddha, he said, that is the worst you are concerning things. When it's like same your situation. I was very much emotional, same as you. But I realized my own true nature of the reality, my own potential. I'm not like a representative of the God or son of the God or descended from under something. There's, of course, historically Buddhas came through this. This is like kind of, maybe it's like to say that it's like normal person, and he realized that his own potential. He's 84,000, he's talking about sentient beings, Buddha nature. Ultimately, in the true nature of the mind's perspective, all the sentient beings same. Everybody can become enlightened, same as Buddha. That is in the Buddhist perspective concerning. Would you like to meditate on it? Would you like to search it? I don't know. It is, I say so, of course, then it's difficult. And also it's like, we are like a kind of, it's just when you heard, and then immediately kind of try to meditate. Per day, maybe 1 second, 2 seconds, even not that. Per year, 1 day, 2 days. And that is nothing enough, 100%, sorry to say. It's difficult to recognize. Beginningless times we have had this one, we couldn't recognize until right now. And now it is like this, to put forward effort, if you want it, to searching that. And another like kind of what we need to do, benefit for the impermanent. Maybe it's like, as we say, it's like develop the compassions, virtue, many different aspects. And like this, then it's like we can to make some benefit for the impermanent. I'm now sleeping. Could you say something to me? Good night. Ok là, maintenant.
Rinpoche, j'ai une question. Je me pose la question pour les personnes qui sont en fin de vie et qui demandent l'euthanasie. Voilà. Donc, pour écourter leur souffrance, et qu'en est-il par rapport à... Qu'est-ce que le bouddhisme dit dessus, ouais.
What is the Buddhist perspective on this practice now of asking for death? You know, some people they know they are going to die. They have very severe sickness, or and then they ask for kind of assisted suicide, euthanasia.
Ça va pas. Rien ça va pas. And the many in the hospitals to doing like this. This is our like culture. We need to help to say no good. And also in the hospitals, they say it's like someone want to die, want to make suicide. They ask to the doctors to kill or to give poison or to give injections. I think it's not a very good situation. Of course, this personal decision is we cannot to say it. And it's others to do it, or families give kind of suggestions. To say good is never good. Never. Better to go to the natural. Even you can to give a painkiller and support to until this person is exhausted and died. And it's a time is anyway, it's need, they will go. And then it's like it's to kill is, I think is we general in the Buddhist perspective. Suffering is also is not bad. And because suffering is a kind of big the purification. Suffering has a cause. The cause is like kind of need to exhaustions. When we are done something, this maturations is. And then it's like these situations. Then this like kind of the going. We can take example. If someone's done criminal things, and by the country laws, the judge to say you need to go to the 5 years in the prisoner. And of course, the prisoner's not happy. But this person will go to the prisoner 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 2 months. There is a purification. And then this source, this cause of the, in order to be in the prisoner, then it's like after the 5 years, it's finished. And before and to the, in there, maybe to certainly positive way, someone's like kind of the, how do you say, it's like saved from that. That is like specific situation. And ourselves is like some difficult sufferings, may be purified, meditations, and it's recitations to purify the cause of the sufferings. Maybe certainly its suffering is disappeared. That is the wonderful same as like this. But in this prisoners is like maybe itself has escaped from this prisoner and maybe run or something. And then is afterward maybe more problems. And maybe you need to more again in the prisoner. Like me, we are like now it's the sufferings. Okay, we killed ourselves. Is in the Buddhist perspective, you kill yourself. It's same as the killing to the other sentient beings. Exactly. And also we do not understand. It's like next steps. Or I'm in pain, or my family's problems, or I'm in sickness. And then I want to die quickly. Say, okay, you die quickly, but the next generation, next like step, next life is also maybe this situation. You only need to again make suicide. Only need again suicide. Maybe each make suicide is negative. Maybe it is like more problems, going to worse and worse. Maybe in the Buddhist perspective, if you are really practitioner, that's I says your practitioner perspective. Okay, I'm suffering. I'm dedicating my sufferings to the other sentient beings. I can to develop according to my sickness, compassion. Now I'm sick. I'm in pain. I understood the sentient beings' sickness, sentient beings' sufferings. Wow, nobody can to be my situations. And someone's like, okay, I got the cancer. Nobody's get the cancer. And nobody's sick. Now I got myself to take everything, all the sentient beings' sickness. My sickness is representative of all the sentient beings. If you think like this, this is such compassion and forgiveness. And this one is like such making the accumulation, merit, benefit. You know, sometimes if you have like this, person's sicknesses automatically disappeared. You know, many, for example, in Tibet, there is a famous one, female masters, called the Gelhong Pamo. She got the sickness of the leper, you know, nose, losing these things. And she was very young and beautiful, but sickness, and she cannot stay in the families, the areas. She asked to one Lama, what can I need to do? And he gave empowerment to Avalokiteshvara and recited the mani, Om Mani Padme Hum. You should to go away now. Don't stay in your home, families. You say the bye-bye to the family because it's very dangerous for the families. And sometimes, they catch that. These days, medicine need to stay very separate, very sad, this sickness. Even the families to put far house, food give them. Family cannot go near because this is like kind of a plug. It's like kind of gift to each other. And then you say, when you're traveling, could go to pilgrimage. You can to generate bodhicitta to say, whoever have this sickness is finished. Now I got it. And to dedicate that and to generate bodhicitta, recite the money. You traveling to one during the pilgrimage, someone's coming close to you. You say, I have this sickness, don't come in close. Obviously to tell. Then tomorrow you die, goes. And she was very brave, and she did exactly followed this Lama. She left. And then she recited the money, and she did like this. 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years, she didn't die. Slowly, she discovered her sickness. She's completely covered, and she realized at her own age. After it's a Gelon, very, very famous masters. She has 1,000 students. And become like this, if you open and you dedicated, and in this perspective, suffering is not really bad. And also kind of purification, understood the sentient being's sufferings. And also it's like through this you can to develop the compassion and like this. This is for the Buddhist perspective like this, but in the Western, we cannot say like this. I have this experience, and very difficult. I'm asked to those kind of people to make a little larger mind, tolerance. No. This life is horrible. Now I'm like this, and but it's this a personal choice. We cannot to stop and cannot, of course. If someone says this is good, what do you think? Then I said, never ever good. Never ever to kill to the beings is not good. Of course, then it's like this person's choice wanted to kill him or herself. Is what can we do? Maybe we can to like support. It's very sad. I saw in the YouTube in America, there's one guy. He says, "I'm going to die. I want to die." Everybody asks. Even he has a beautiful wife, very kind, but still he won't die and die. And then, of course, it's no choice. And they make a party, everything. And then the one lady priest came. And then it's like he carrying the poison. And then it's, in this day, he decided like. And then it's like, before they drink it, and now, are you sure? Yes, I'm going. And then his wife is hugging, kissing, crying. What do you do like this? I want it. And then nobody cannot to stop. Okay, then there is, you drink this. And he just hug, and then his wife sit there, drink, just very strong, 1 second, it's gone. Very sad. And it's like he do like this. Instead doing that, maybe he can to stay there to do some positive things. Maybe it's like kind of his experience, which kind of his sufferings, to tell to the people. Maybe it's like support family, making to happy them. It's to just say, I want to die, then it's a little strength. But of course, choice. But my answer is, if you say good or bad, it's a very bad, never good, never quality this. But of course, it's individual decision. What can we do? Answer, yes.
Rinpoche, hier, tu disais que pour préparer la prochaine vie, il fallait bien étudier la carte pour aller à Luxembourg. Quelle est la meilleure carte pour aller à Luxembourg? pour visiter Luxembourg.
Yesterday, you gave the example of preparing for the next life by studying the map of Luxembourg. So, which is the best map that we should study?
Best map is the Sutta map and Tantra map. They describe us and makes the city of the Luxembourg fantastic. And also there is one, it's called text, the Tibetan Book of the Death, kind of, by the Terton Karmalimba, Guru Rinpoche's Pit instruction. And you can to read this sometime to times. It's such a benefit. Okay, and it's called the I think it's Tibetan Book of the Death. It's not Soja Rinpoche's book. Yeah, it's by the Terton Karmalimba. I think it's translated by very old ancient, but there are many read it. It's called the Tibetan Book of the Death. And it's called the Pardo instruction. And by the Karmalimba. Karmalimba is the revealer treasure, but reality is the Guru Rinpoche's Pit instruction. There's the explanation of the 6 Pardos. This one is very famous. And sometimes to read yourself and a little bit to experience. For example, to make joke, some in Tibet lamas, some great compassionate, great realizations. They sometimes go through the Pardos. They experience. And then they come back, they are telling. This kind of after this kind of after happened. And once in Dzogchen there is one guy, he recited Amani Pe Mahon. Sure is he never say Amani Pe Mahon, sure. And then when he's died, he dead, but he's not failing, his heat doesn't go. And then surprise. And 7 days or 10 days they kept, and suddenly he come back. Then everybody's scared, but there was one Lama says, no, this no problem. And before you give tea or something, now you need to writer, fast writer, ask to him. And then the few secretaries, fast writer, are coming, what happened during the 7 days? Then he said, yes. Then I went to this, there's how he death process start. He went to he took many message, ugly things, And this message to send, he give exactly it's like this kind. And this place, this kind of persons died. This person sent me message and give to the families. And then later they search it's exactly like this. It's called the Nilos. It's in Tibet. This is ordinary. And then he says I couldn't read it properly. Mani Pe Mahon, sure. Now I need. He's read Mani Pe Mahon few billions. And then he needed to, before I say I have maybe how long, but before I'm really departure, I need to recite the sure. Because to make the two corrections. Before he said Mani Pe Mahon, now I say the sure. And like this, sometimes realizations, they really to experience kind of the dissolutions going through the outer inner in the secret some, and they will come back. How it is the experience, and then sometimes go to in the intermediate state Pardo, how it is appearances, and then they are telling to us to say when you discount particularly Guru Rinpoche's, and to say when you be in the Pardo. In the immediate, when you separate your body and your mind, then you have self-appearances like this. At that moment, do not to be afraid. You have this. This is very nice. Okay, yes, something like this. And then we can to stop there. Sonam daya tamche zipanya, tomni nipa danapa. Shiganan Jivalan Tripaya Sapansor Durva Sho